if I have a look at the Zookeeper pod or Zookeeper service, I can see the new IP address is being referenced there, which is a good sign. So in the meantime, that should solve the old issue, unless we come with a new problem, but we'll just have to wait and see. So if I refresh the logs, it doesn't look like anything's broken. It looks all good to me so far. So I'm just going to go ahead and expose that Kafka pod, right, to the relevant port, which is 1992, I believe. And if I do k expose pod, right, in the namespace Kafka-YT, right, with the name Kafka1, I'm going to set the name for that as, oh, sorry, I'm going to expose the correct port. I'm going to expose the port. So I'm going to expose the port to be port 1992. And I'm also going to set the name to be Kafka-1. That should expose it. Now, if we do k get services in that Kafka namespace, that Kafka YT namespace, we should have two services, one for the Kafka pod and one for the Zookeeper pod. 1992 for the Kafka pod and 2181 in the Zookeeper pod. Cool. So hopefully that would have solved it. And in the top right section, what we're going to do is we're going to exec into the Zookeeper pod, right? And on the right side, we're going to exec into the Kafka pod. So if we do k exec, right, IT for interactive mode, we'll just pass the namespace initially. So we could just autofill that. Cool. That should be that. And then again, it should be the same. Oh, we'll just specify a shell to get into. Cool. That should be that. That looks good to me. And we'll do the same thing for the Kafka pod. So if I do k exec -it for the interactive mode, and then, excuse me, and then here we specify the name of that namespace initially, actually, being YT, and then the Kafka pod. Now, of course, specifying the shell, excuse me. Now we're in both of the pods. We'll just quickly check to see if that script ran. How we check, obviously, if it did run, if you remember back in those steps earlier, it should have set it to be an executable, or modified the file to be an executable, and also sourced it to the bash rc file, meaning that we should technically be able to call the functions globally. So if I hit say create topic, should give me the function back. Good, it did, right? So you can see that function there. And if I check one more command for consume_text, that should also tell me the right thing. My only concern is the service that we exposed to Kafka at the time. We exposed it is with the service name Kafka-1, although here it's calling the Kafka, just Kafka. So I'm gonna quickly delete that super quick and just replace it, service, and just super quickly replace it. I could have renamed it, to be fair, but it's just easier or quicker for me anyway. So now let's validate that super quick to just check the services. Yep, Kafka. Again, IP address doesn't really matter for Kafka or the Kafka broker, because it's actually calling it on the basis of its host name or the service name. Cool. So if I head over to the left side, super duper quickly, I'm gonna run the command to create the topic, and I'm gonna specify the name. We'll call this Saeed-YouTube, right? Topic, and that should create the topic. We'll give it a half a second to create that topic, and we should have a confirmation to say the topic has been created. There we go. Create a topic, Saeed-YouTube-topic. So if we hit the command, or if we look at the command type list topics, what we're doing here is we're effectively running the script calling that Zookeeper, pod, and we're listing the topics. So if I do that and the connectivity is wired up correctly, it should list that topic. Sometimes it may throw an error, but times like this, it didn't, thankfully, which means that the connectivity between the two pods have successfully been wired up, which is great. Now, let's get into the more exciting stuff. Let's actually write to the Kafka topic, and which I've written a command to produce text. If we type it out, we'll be able to see. What that does is effectively, if I try to actually produce underscore text without passing any parameters, it will tell me that, hey, there's an issue, right? I wouldn't do it there, but generally it will tell me. If you look, it's pretty quick because it will go beyond that point. I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys, but yeah, it's a bit weird with T marks and scrolling up. I don't know if you guys know a quick shorthand for scrolling up on T marks. That'd be really helpful because you can't really scroll, but that's cool anyway. Basically, what the produce text does, if we go back to that type produce text, it basically takes a parameter initially. You run the function, then you run your message, you explain or you type your message, and then you type the the name of the topic, or the other way around. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. If says I can't quite remember how it was, but we'll try both anyway, because I wrote this script a little while ago now. Again, I'll share it in the source code down below in the description box, so keep an eye out for that. So let's run that command. So produce underscore txt. We'll give it a message name, hello Said, and then we'll specify the topic or YouTube topic. I've got a funny feeling that it's the other way around, but we'll find out in just a second. Yeah, there you go. It was the other way around. Invalid topic, of course. So yeah, this was expecting the topic name here and then the message. So we'll just clear the screen and we'll do the same thing, but we'll just remove that message to be after the topic. So we'll just have this as hello Said here. Okay, and that should produce the message. We'll go over here. Okay, it wants to throw an error. What's the error about? What does that error say? Okay, network client. Okay, so I want to know where the reference is. Okay, cool. So some more troubleshooting, exciting times. So let's get out of here first. Just wait for it to end. I think it's streaming the logs directly, saying error connecting to node Kafka-1. Okay, so this Zookeeper pod is having problems connecting to the node Kafka-1. So maybe because I think it's because the service is still down as Kafka. I think earlier on I was supposed to change the name perhaps, but I didn't get the chance. I don't know why I didn't add that to it. So it's supposed to be connecting to Kafka-1. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to just go back to, or revert back to Kafka -1. So when we expose the pod and we gave it the name, we'll expose it back to Kafka-1. So there's some other references that's basically going on the left side with the Zookeeper pod. So within its actual server properties. So let's actually go into that. Let's go deep into it. So if we go to config within Kafka and we vi the Zookeeper properties, I think, apt get install vi, super quick. Cool. I can't do that, but that's cool. We'll just cat the Zookeeper properties and we'll grep for Kafka. Or if we even cat it directly. Okay, you know what? That's fine too. If we head back out here, we've exposed it anyway, so now it should be able to communicate with it. So let's try and produce that message once more. If we go back, it should be here. We'll see what comes up. So this is now complaining about something else. No resolvable bootstrap URLs. Okay, cool. So if we do type produce underscore txt, what that's complaining about is the broker list. Got the Kafka pod, it's called Kafka 1. So let's just go ahead and rename that Kafka pod K, edit pod hyphen Kafka, YT, and then we'll just say Kafka 1. So let's go over to the name of that pod and we'll just remove the reference for the -1. Copy of your changes, been run. So K replace -F, and then we'll just grab that Kafka template and we'll just set that to -- force. So that should enforce it and rename the pod. We'll give it a second to run again. And now, hey guys, if you look at the bottom right corner, you see it's 2 in the morning. No excuses, but I was coming through with another error, as you can see right here. And that error effectively was that the service for the Kafka broker was misconfigured and it was incorrectly named. So I actually recorded a second video a few hours later in the morning, which reconfigured the service name. So this is the section that hopefully will close off the video. And yeah, do let me know what you guys think again. And obviously trying to create high quality, content for you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and also show some love in the comment section. Reach out to me on all the social platforms too, if you can. All the best and enjoy the rest of the video. We created the pods in that Kafka YT namespace. There we go. We've got our pods, and the pods are running. They're running fine. We're gonna keep watching the pods from the lower panel, or the lower plex, if you prefer to say that. So K get pods in that Kafka YT namespace. We'll put a -W, that's the watch flag, and then from this terminal or this tab, what we'll do is we'll exec into that Zookeeper pod initially, and that will give us, if we say specify the namespace Kafka YT, and then we specify the pod name, and we also give it a shell. We'll go ahead and do the exact same thing for the broker pod. So right now in the entire flow, again, like I said many times, this wouldn't be the flow of the way things are done in production, of course. This is not following any sort of practice. This is more so a hands-on mini project for yourselves to just get familiar with how things are ran sort of semi from the ground up, like I previously mentioned before. So if you are joining from this video, I do advise checking out the previous videos that I did on this project. And yeah, let me know what you guys think, and also be looking forward to hearing back for any sort of feedback or anything that you would have preferred or like to see me do in the future, or even would have liked to see me do in this in previous sessions before, such that I can count that to be feedback. Cool. So now we're in the 2 pods, okay, and in those two pods, what we're going to basically do is we'll be creating, I think we already did actually, I'm not sure if it will be there still. So if I do list_topics, I don't know if that topic will still be there. If it isn't there, then it's fine. We can always go back and recreate. Oh, there you go. Cool. So we've got our topic, the topic that we previously created, right? I'm going to go ahead and delete that topic, delete topic, and then we'll go ahead and we'll create a new one. Okay. YouTube-topic. Let's see what that gives us. Okay. Yeah, cool. There you go. It's marked for deletion, and we'll go ahead and we'll delete the consumer offsets too. More on that to come. Consumer_offsets. Okay, cool. So that says, okay, cool. We're not allowed to mark the offsets to be deleted. That's totally fine. So we should just have the offsets there in that case then. And then what we'll go ahead and do is we'll go and create our new topic. So we'll say create_topic, and we'll give it a name. We'll give it a new name, a different name. We'll call this Kafka-projects-Said. Okay, So Kafka-project-Said will create that topic. Once we go ahead and do that, it will, again, under the hood, it's just a function. So if I type create topic, that will tell me that it's just a function. And we've got a few dependencies, of course, calling that Zookeeper pod, which again is exposed on the K8 services in that namespace, which you've seen already previously before. So if I get the namespace from that same namespace, and then we of course can see the host name or the service name and the IP for that too. Cool. Let's not digress. So if I go into our Kafka topic, or Kafka broker, I should be able to also list, right, from there and see that newly created Kafka topic. And that will be the nail in the head to tell me that, yeah, there's definitely a connection between these two, which is exactly what we need for a message or event streaming platform like Kafka. Go ahead and clear that. I'm going to now produce a message. So produce is simply just another function, a custom function. Again, the script will be provided in the description box below in that repository, so feel free to fork that. And if you want to add anything or add any comments or enhance it further, then of course feel free to also reach out to me. In that case, we'll produce a message to that topic. So we'll specify the name of that topic, which was Kafka-project-Said. Before we do that, what we're going to do here is we're going to clear the screen and we're going to consume from that topic. So we'll go ahead and type Kafka-project-Said. So the whole reason for Kafka is it's supposed to be real-time message streaming. So it should be instantaneous, basically instantaneous. So I'm going to obviously produce _text, which is the function, expecting two parameters, one being the name of the topic and two being the actual message itself. So we'll say, hello, Said, welcome to your topic. And that we should be able to automatically stream the contents of that. So if we go back here and we hit that command, right, there we go, we've got our message. Let's write a different message. Let's say hello again. Okay, and you'll see here instantly, even before it backed out, we got our message. You see the power of this. So obviously the use case, the business use case will be to have applications writing to the topic and consumers directly consuming from that topic. To narrow things down further, what exactly it does, you may have a use case whereby you have a data pipeline, you have logs that may be required or information that may be required to be received in real time, critical applications, governments, hospitals, critical, really, really important applications that write these very important information to the topics, and they could be streamed in real time. So to stop infiltrators, to stop, threat, bad actors, to stop, criminals, to stop all kinds of, critical workloads. So Kafka solves a truly real-time problem. Cool. And that's effectively the entirety of our project concluded there. I do have a few ideas for some more videos to come, but yeah, do definitely reach out and let me know what you guys think. Be sure to subscribe if you guys found value in these videos, and I'll also be looking forward to hearing some feedback. Feel free to connect with me on my socials down below in the description box. And yeah, any questions you do have, do comment them down below, and I'll be more than happy to respond and get back to you guys. Thank you very much, and have yourselves a lovely day. Till next time.